Challenge and the opportunity that we have with these perennial crops is simply that for tree fruit and nut crops, these plants trigger bud initiation for the reproductive buds. The reproductive buds for next year's crop are being set while the current crop is still on the tree. And I expect if you're a professional grower, if you're growing apples or pears or cherries, you will know what that is. That it's obviously different for every region of the country, different in some cases for different varieties. But in general, and in broad brushstrokes covering much of the geographic United States, many of these tree fruit will trigger bud initiation usually during June or July. So in many cases, the fruit is still on the plant. This year's crop is still on the tree or on the bush while we are setting next year's crop. So this is actually this interplay between current year fruit and next year's buds are the reason why some varieties in some soil types have challenges with biennial bearing. The challenge with biennial bearing is in 1 year, a tree has a very heavy fruit load and its energy is completely committed to filling out that fruit load. It does not have adequate energy to both fill the fruit load and to develop the buds for the next year's crop. So the buds are sacrificed and only a very small number of buds are set. Then the following year, 12 months later, there's a small number of buds. And so now the tree has a surplus of energy. It has more energy than it needs to fill those buds. And now to fill those fruit. And now it sets a tremendous number of buds for the next year's crop. So you have this self-perpetuating cycle, and you can short circuit all of that very easily in the year when you have a heavy fruit load. When you have a year that you have a really heavy fruit load, and you provide the tree with a tremendous amount of energy, a surplus of energy, a tree can have enough energy to fill a very heavy fruit load and to set large number of buds for next year's crop at the same time. So when you do that, when you can achieve that, now you've just solved biennial bearing at one shot. So this is the challenge that we have to work with.